see.
It is 11 o'clock. We will call the November 8th Special City Commission meeting to order. Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody ready? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone.
I like that. You see that.
Okay, on the agenda is the possible land transfer between the city and the park board. Mr. Doctor, if you would like to explain.
Okay, so when you go on the GIS map, the land behind City Hall here, you got the one underneath there, Don?
Okay.
It's the one that's just right on.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark. The one that's just...
I got a map for
Yep.
Mark there.
Yeah.
Okay. What am I looking
Why
at?
don't I give you this, because it's got the measurements on it, Mark?
Sure.
Okay, there you go. The measurements of the other one, Mark, are on the GIS, so I didn't put them on there.
Yeah.
Just what Larry and I... So anyway, if you look at the property behind City Hall here, where the, like for instance, where the tree pile is, and then if you jump across the, what was it? I think that was Veters Avenue at one time. They have the lot over there too. The lot where the tree pile is approximately 200 by 125, and there's an angle there. The other one is 100 by 125, give or take a little.
Is that feet or yards?
Feet.
Feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I did is I figured out as close as I could, and then Larry, well, first of all, Mark and I got together on Friday, went over these things. We went down to the ballpark, and if you look at the ballpark down there, from third, there's a line north and south, from third base up to about where the scoreboard is, approximately in there, that pole, and then that ties in with the city property all the way to the water treatment plant all the way around the corner. So Mark and I went out there and visited about making a trade between the two lots down here to the
Parcels down here, not lots.
pardon me?
Two parcels.
Two parcels, I'm sorry, thanks. The two parcels down here, trading them to the park board. So I figured out the square footage between the two of them, and they're within like 600 square feet of each other. So it's pretty much an apples for apples trade.
Can you tell me how come the park board got a triangle almost right in the middle of the baseball field?
What do you mean?
This is the park board's here.
Oh, that's the park board
This
too.
is what we're
Okay.
giving them.
Yeah, all that's, if you tie on this here, Don,
Yeah.
that's all city property, makes a corner and takes in all of Riverside Park.
Okay.
If you click on Park, it goes all the way across the road, all that machinery that sits there, and a pretty good large area there. What happens where the property line is right through the baseball field or softball field. So what my proposal would be is that I would like for the city commission to give me the authority to go to the park board meeting on Wednesday night, correct, Mark?
Correct.
And propose a trade, the two parcels down here for the parcel down there, and that the city would pay for the surveying and the plotting and the registering of the deeds at the courthouse.
On both properties.
On both properties, yeah.
Mark, do you have thoughts on that?
That sound like what we talked about?
Well, we talked about,
Okay.
Do you have thoughts on that, Mark?
yeah, but I don't know if you want to, whatever you want to
Okay.
ask me about.
Okay.
I was
I
going to
mean,
ask you
it's-
something. Okay.
I'm one opinion, Tim's one opinion.
Right.
So it depends on what the park board
Okay.
decides.
That's fine.
Square there?
Okay. What? That's a building.
That's a building.
That's a
Yeah.
building?
See,
Yeah.
they've got part of their stuff on the city property here.
Yeah.
You know, which would give them, you know, complete control over that area down there. That was the area that we had given to them before, with the restriction that they would have to have it surveyed and everything else. Well, then when we were gonna do that water treatment expansion, we temporarily took that back. Okay, because we didn't know how much land it was gonna take up, and we didn't, you know. So now what we're proposing is a trade, so that they would actually own that land, and then, you know, the land back here, which is really no use to the park board. And that's where our tree pile and all that other stuff goes, so that's the purpose of this.
Okay, I have one other question. Say we put in that water intake line, are we going to need some of this land back here for it then?
You can grab that, go ahead, Chelsea.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are we gonna have to take some of it back again or not?
Well, there's easements underneath there for water lines already.
Yeah. Yeah, there's easements for all the water lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the water lines are coming through there anyway.
I'm just saying, if we
Right.
put our addition on our intake, are we gonna need some area for staging here for that stuff or not?
No,
No.
No? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
no, we should be fine.
I guess I do have one question.
Yeah, sure.
You know, 2 years ago, you guys offered to give that to the park board, and then we would pay for the survey.
Right.
Would that still be an option?
Why don't you want to make a trade?
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking is that an option?
Anything is an option, but it's not on the table right now. I mean, it's something we can discuss.
So are you asking, Mark, of donating that, going back to the original agreement of donating, just for clarification?
Mhm.
So are you asking of going back to the original agreement of donating the land to the park board, and then they, with the stipulation that you survey it and plot it and register it?
Yes.
And then would you want to hold on to this property too? Is that what you're saying?
Well, this property is worth something, because the park board has plans on cleaning up a lot of trees,
Mm-hmm.
and so we need a place to put those tree branches.
Well, it would still be a tree disposal.
But you can
site.
put them there now.
It would still be a tree
Well,
disposal.
the only thing is, some of the trees that we would take out might have to be done by commercial. Because we don't have the means for,
Right.
truck and trailer and all that stuff.
Mhm. Don't most commercial places have, when they go to other towns, don't they have to locate dump sites, whether it be city dumps or pay for disposal or that type of thing?
Right. The only thing is, it's gonna cost us, the park board, more to haul those out of town when we have property right here in town that accepts branches.
Mhm.
So that's an issue for the park board, why we should pay more to haul our branches out of town when we have a public dump site.
Well, you would be getting property paid for and surveyed.
But that doesn't answer my question
Well,
about dumping down here for the park.
okay, well, that's fine. That's a whole nother issue, I guess,
Right.
Yeah.
for another time. I will make a motion that we allow Commissioner Doctor to make this proposal to the park board tomorrow at their meeting on behalf of the
Yep.
city.
Second, yeah.
Okay, discussion further?
I guess just to get the ball rolling, right, I mean, maybe worked into that, doesn't have to be discussed now, but some sort of where if it's removed for the park board, possibly be dumped here sort of thing, just to get the ball rolling, yeah, we could have them, go to them,
I guess we're supposed to meet with, Jamie and I are supposed to meet with Brock and Mark on a variety of issues. And I think that would be an issue that should be included in that and not a stipulation in a land swap.
Exactly, yeah, this,
Because there's other issues that we want to cover.
I agree.
Right.
This is about land swapping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't wanna muddy-
Property back here.
Pardon me?
Mary brought up the property back here, and I said that the park board might
Yeah.
want to use it. It's still
Right.
a value to the
Right.
park board, and that's why
Yeah.
Well,
we might
really,
consider.
Yeah,
the property back here is part of this whole discussion, though.
right.
That's why it's brought up,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we could muddy up the land swap with a whole bunch of stipulations on both sides. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But what I would like to do is see, so that you guys would have this whole softball field, because if you don't want to do it, then I'd have to visit with Endorf and see whether we would need a joint agreement with the school liability-wise. Because you're giving the school permission to play softball and other things here, but city-owned property too, so there's got to be some discussion with 3 parties then instead of 2. It complicates the issue, liability-wise. That's why I thought it would be cleaner for you guys to have something here that's being used. We don't use this, you're using it, this is yours, we're using it. And I just thought it was to me, it looked like a clean break in the fact where you'd own all this property to have the say on it. The property we're already using, we'd have it, so, and that's why I proposed it.
Right, and I just brought up the proposal, if there's an
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be for another
option
time.
about
Yeah.
donate, you know, give it into the park board and then we would pay for
Yeah,
it.
because you had a number of issues you wanted to address too,
Oh.
between Jamie and I, so
There's
I
quite a
think,
few.
yeah, I think that would rather be thrown into
That would
that
be for
bucket.
another time.
Yeah, that's fine. It
Throw it
was
in.
brought up, so.
Okay,
Yep,
that's fine.
so.
Any other discussion? Tim?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay,
And that is at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and it's down at Mike Nelson's. Okay.
thank you, everybody.
Yep.
No, meeting adjourned.